Hey, it's Maritza, and I am so excited to invite you to something that we are launching really soon. And it's a series of live streamed creativity lessons. And I am calling it Heartwork Journaling. And I came up with the name in my journal. I'm so excited. Doing my art journal has been such a great way for me to process what's going on in my life and in my business, to get a lot more clarity, to get unstuck, to get a lot more courage. And I've been slowly sharing these things on social media and have gotten such an incredible response. And I've actually smuggled creativity into the Business Vision Board Workshop. Many of you have taken the workshop and you've seen how we use creativity for you to really get clear on your goals and dreams and create that visual representation of what those goals and dreams are, and then put them on your vision board. And we've had such great feedback over the last few years from people who want to learn more about the creativity and want more creativity. And the response on social media and on different Facebook groups that I've been sharing has really made me a lot more courageous about being open with it and actually starting to do live streams, which I'm a little bit nervous about, but I'm also very, very excited. And I think it's going to be so fun. So what will happen is that I'll be doing a lesson that is going to help you with getting clear, setting goals, or healing past hurts, or getting more courageous so that you can go out and do the things you want to do, that you know you should be doing to further your business or create the life that you want. One of the reasons that I really got back into creativity big time over the last few years has been because of Brene Brown and her research that she's done on creativity. And she actually has a quote that, struck me in the heart, struck me in the soul about what art journaling has done for me in my life. And Brene, this is her quote. She says, "Creativity embeds knowledge so that it can become practice." Embeds knowledge so that it can become practice. How many times have you known what you should be doing to further your business or expand your life, and you intellectually know it, but you don't go out and do it? So she says, creativity embeds knowledge so that it can become practice. This is my favorite part. Oh my gosh. We move what we're learning from our heads to our hearts through our hands. Oh my gosh. This has been my experience of integrating simple creativity with lessons from mentors, teachers, with lessons that can help me get really clear on things. And now this is what I want to bring you guys in the live streaming lessons. She says, "We are born makers, and creativity is the ultimate act of integration. It is how we fold our experiences into our being." Oh my gosh, every time I read that or I say that, it gives me goosebumps because this has been my experience. I'll tell you really quickly before I share some of the example lessons that we're going to be doing in the live stream. I'll share how I really got into creativity and why. I've been kind of creative my whole life. I used to draw horses because I was obsessed with horses when I was growing up. And it kind of, how everybody, you get criticized in school, your creativity is institutionalized out of you. So I stopped doing creativity. But when I was in college, I would use little cartoons to bond with people, with other women. And it was so fun. I would just make little cartoons about what was going on in our life. And that was a great way to connect and kind of show my heart to them. The second way that creativity has really helped me, and in this case, it actually saved my life, is when I was going through a very difficult divorce and a very difficult financial situation, and I was having panic attacks, and it was a really terrible time in my life, and I didn't want to watch media. I had the cable disconnected in my home, and I started doing little inspirational cartoons for myself as a meditation, as a way to stop all of the thinking, the shame spiraling and all that stuff, and a way to stay focused on who I wanted to become, what I wanted to focus on. So it really saved my life in that case. Another way that creativity has really helped me is a long time ago, I was on my way to medical school because my parents at the time believed that you either became a physician or an attorney. Those were the two options. So my brother chose attorney and I chose physician. And I'm very creative. I am not the most logical, linear, numbers type person at all. And physics, organic chemistry, all of that stuff made my eyes roll into the back of my head. So I would use colored pens and Post-it notes and cartoons and ways to help me remember and retain that kind of crazy knowledge that was against my natural being. I ended up not going to medical school. Thank goodness. I realized that that was not for me. But I did take the MCAT and I did pretty well. And it was because of using simple creativity that I was able to really retain that knowledge. And recently, over the last several years, I've been doing a lot of art journaling. And this is my travel journal that I'm using right now. And because we're on vacation, but I just can't wait to share this with you guys. And some of the things that I have in here are some of the things we're going to be doing in the series of live stream lessons. So this is a layout that I did for a course, and it's about listening to your instincts. I'm actually in a great course right now, and I use creativity to really embed that knowledge and use it instead of just having the knowledge that I never use. So that's going to be an example of one of the lessons we're going to do. This one is going to be so awesome. It is called My Letter to Fear, and it's based on Elizabeth Gilbert's Letter to Fear. I created a creativity lesson around that whole concept where I'm going to be walking you through how to identify the fears that have been holding you back and have kind of a conversation with your fear. Thank it for keeping you safe, because that's really what it's trying to do, and identify the top 2 or 3 specific fears that you have. And then we're going to write a letter to your fear about, I understand, I appreciate, I love and respect you. And now it's time for you to hold my hand and keep me safe in the moments where I physically need it, but not in the moments that it's going to hold me back to become the most powerful version of me. So that is what we're going to do in one of the live streams. And let me show you another example. And I want to show this one because I don't want you guys to think that creativity is something that is only for artists and is very inaccessible. It can be so easy. So if you want to come to the live streams with just office supplies and Post-it notes and maybe those dry erase markers, that's perfectly fine. If you want to go all out and play full out with me, you can invest in a very small, cheap watercolor set. And we're going to do things like this, where this is a layout talking about what your hands can do, what you're capable of doing. And it's kind of a reminder. Art journaling is so amazing. It's such a way of healing those past hurts. It's such a way of getting clear on your dreams, on your big whys, putting them on paper. It's a way of getting all of that overthinking stuff that we do, putting it on paper so you can get even more aware of it so that you can work through it and become the most powerful version of you that there is. So I just wanted you guys to see that this is simple watercolor. This is the outline of your hands. It's going to be really easy. So you can be as simple with it as you want or as creative with it as you want. And the reason I love using watercolor personally, and I actually used to stay away from watercolors because it's kind of slippery and out of control and kind of messy. And I love it because that is exactly what life is like. You never know what you're going to get. And I have noticed one of the wonderful things about creativity is that when you're in the middle of it, it can look totally horrible. It can look like it's not going to be anything pretty or anything you'd want to show anyone. But if you keep working through it and you just kind of trust the messiness and where the water's going and where the pigment's going, it almost always turns into something beautiful and heartfelt. So I am so excited about these live stream events that we're going to be doing. I invite you to join me somewhere around this video. There's going to be a way for you to register to get invited to the live streams. I hope that you come, and I hope you play full out. You'll get a supply list for if you want to keep it super simple, and you'll get a supply list if you want to play full out with me. So I hope that you join me for these live streams. We're going to get everything out of your head, all of that knowledge that you know that could help you, and we're going to get it into your heart so that you can take the courageous actions that you need to take to live a life of purpose and meaning and build the business that you want. And I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I just can't wait. See you there.